Good morning. We're back. Hey, what's up, Kale? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Alright, where are we here? Maybe we can put this static site generator to bed today. What? Why is Neolim not a... What have I done? Uh... Let's config. Okay, so it's still there, but it's not my path. Source. Okay, why is the Neolim in my path? What have I done? I don't see it there. Oops. You bought a 24 switch? Wow. Or 24 port switch. Damn. What are you going to do with that thing? Is that for your home lab? Okay. Do you have Neobim in here somewhere? Okay, I do not see it. There we go. So I just need to update this in my path, I think. There it is. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's edit. Nano, no, let's do BIM. I realized I have the need for 5 ports to be one VLAN, another 5 in another, and I have 4 to 5 port dumb switches, so moving them all to the manage. Then I have existing switches also. That's cool. I have 3 recently acquired servers I need to put in the server VLAN, so I had to up the switch capacity to a big boy rat. That's pretty awesome, man. Okay. So I need to go here, and I need to say export path equals $sign path hot vim linux x86 64. Oh, actually, hold on, I can't do that. Well, hold on. I'm gonna copy that, and then I'm gonna quit that. Don't want to keep any of it, and I need to do chesmoy. What was it? Copy. Paste. Get that out. What the hell? Ray Fate, what are we doing? We are working on boot.dev this morning. That's been my focus for the last couple weeks. It'll probably be my focus for a little while. Oh, I bet. I know why. So we have to do chesmoy status, chesmoy apply, now source. There we go. Now we're back in action. Okay, then we have to also do chesmoy cd, and then we want to do git add git commits. Make sure neovim is in my path. Nope. Get remote. Get remote. Get URL origin. Although right now what I'm doing is I'm fighting with my config files. I'm doing battle with my home config. So remove origin. Or whoops. Cool. Now I get push. There we go. Gosh dang, man. Sorry, that took a minute to get me all squared away. I was messing with my config a lot yesterday, and I'm sure I'm going to encounter more things like that. Alright, so what's the first thing? We're going to create some static files now. Where are we? Alright, oh, also, I need to... Let's see, I need to... Timers... Edit... Just going to put those to, let's do 500, 800. We'll do 300. Oh, I'm also going to remove that. Okay, let's go ahead and test these. Hey, what's up, Goth Slayer? Nice to see you this morning. Test that one. Test that one. Okay, cool. Those timers are working. I know everybody says those timers feel like spam, but I kind of want people to know about the stream commands, so I will just keep adjusting the timers so they don't feel like spam. Four terabyte storage? Dang. Where'd you read that? Alright, here we go. Add the following files to a static directory in the root of your project. The contents of the files are at the bottom of the page. Okay, let's do that first. Hello, the Ismail Nicer. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, where's my Linux drive? I don't see it. $20 terabytes? Nice, nice. I think my NAS right now has 20 usable. I have two 20 terabyte drives, and then the one drive is mirrored. I need to, but I have slots for two more, so I need to add another. I could probably add another 20 terabytes of capacity. But it's expensive, man. I'll tell you what. I bought. Hold on, let me pull this up because this blew my mind because I was looking at this yesterday actually. Let's go to my orders. Come on, Amazon. I'll never forgive AI for doing this to us, for taking all of our memory. Okay, so here's what I bought. I bought this in October. Get this a little bigger. I bought this in October of 2025, and let me make sure I don't leak anything. Here we go. I bought this in October of 2025, and they were $329.99, right? Now they are $719. Because why not? They literally doubled. They doubled in price in, what is that? Is that not even a year, right? October? That's crazy. All because you guys want to talk to your damn clankers. It's really, really sad. This guy's rich. Who's rich? Me? I'm not rich. JK, I only got like 332 gigs on my PC. Give me eight here. My system is screaming for opening Discord and YouTube together. I mean, that's why I'm of the opinion, like, in 2026, hell, in 2025, maybe even going back a few more years, 8 gigabytes of RAM just isn't enough on the computer, you know? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Crazy times we live in. I can see you there, Goth Slayer. Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear. I'm thinking about trying Linux as dual boot right now. I only use Windows. So I use WSL. I don't dual boot. I just use WSL when I need to do anything Linuxy um, on my Windows machine, and then I have a couple private servers that are Ubuntu servers that I can use for Linuxy stuff. But I don't know. I know a lot of people for some reason really don't like Windows, but I really don't mind developing on it. I know there's some ickiness around Microsoft and some of the data collection, I guess they do, but it's worked for me for 10 years now. So Proxmox, I don't have any virtualization like that. I have I guess he'd be my uncle or my wife's uncle. He does a lot with Proxmox. I just don't think I have any servers that are beefy enough to really make virtualization useful. Like I don't have enough raw horsepower where I could actually subdivide it with the virtualization in like a meaningful way. Yeah, I feel like Kale is probably pretty cracked as well. I will second that. Okay, that must not be a thing. So I'm just going to save you here. Then I'm going to copy this. Oops. Okay, and then we need to move this guy. Ubuntu, home, Steven. And we're going to go into Tolkien Fan Club. Public. Stop. Where? Now we've got it cooking. Let's see. So we want that token.png and index.css. You're cracked too? I wouldn't call myself cracked at all, man. At all. I'm far from such things. Okay, make dir static move public or ls public. Okay, we need to remove public. Don't know what that other thing is there. And then move public, whatever this is, to, what was the name? Tolkien? Public. Okay. Then we actually need to make dir static images. We need to move public token to static images. Okay. And then we need to move public index.css. Oh crap, I overwrote the wrong. Keep that there. It's taken me so much longer than it should have. Okay, there we go. All to create some files. Alright, write a recursive function that copies all contents from a source directory to a destination directory. In our case, static to public. It should first delete all the contents of the destination public or destination directory to ensure that the copy is clean. It should copy all files and subdirectories and nested files, etc. I recommend logging the path of each file you copy so you can see what's happening as you run. Here are some of the standard library docs that might be helpful. Hook up the function up to your main function and test it out. I didn't use a unit test for this one because it interacts with the file system. I just tested it manually. Add the public directory to your .getignore file. This is where the generated site will live. As a rule, it's bad to commit generated stuff, especially if it can be regenerated easily. Oh, Kale, you used GetT too? Nice, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. What I do in order to still show up on GitHub is I just mirror things from my GetT server to GitHub. That's been my strategy there. Because I feel like it's still important to have a presence on GitHub, which maybe that's going to become less and less of a thing as open source goes into sort of the dark ages now with AI. But yeah, what are you going to do? But I do like having my own GitT server. That's been nice. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to put this in main myself, I think. So let's go ahead and update our getignore. So we will ignore the public directory. Where's my main sh? That runs main.py. Okay, and I'm just going to add def generate site, or actually, hold on, not generate site, copy static public. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just move this here, and then we'll do copy static to public. Let's give that a test real quick. I realized I didn't do that. I could exclude half the code and push push to GitHub. Yeah, I mean, I just haven't been game because I use self-hosted secrets managers and haven't thoroughly looked through for hard-coded strings for my home stuff. Ah, that makes sense. How do you get private gets to show up on GitHub as private too? I keep on private gets. Well, GitHub just allows you to set it to private, right? And then in your Git key server, what I do is I just set it up like a mirror. I don't know if you've ever done that. I just come in here and there's a mirror settings, and you can either do a push mirror or a pull mirror depending on how you want it to work. But in this case, I just add a push mirror. So it'll sync it every 8 hours, or anytime I push commits to this repo, it'll push the same commits to that GitHub. And it should work for private or public ones. Oh, I do it backwards. Oh, so you pull, I guess? Ah, nice. Cool. Yeah, it's worked pretty good. I mean, there's definitely like the one drawback I will say about using Git is their CLI is not as great as GitHub's CLI. So that's been kind of one drawback in my workflow. But what are you gonna do? You know. Okay, we need to copy. Let's see. We need to copy from public or static to public. So I guess the first thing we should do is we should probably have, let's say, source. I'm going to call it source_dir, which equals static, and target_dir, which equals public. And then we're going to need to do some stuff. Hey, what's up, man? It just works okay? Good to see you. How are you doing? Okay. Is there a way? Oh, I was going to say I could just use the copy tree, but yes, I know there's a copy tree function that would eliminate the need for recursion entirely. But like, do you want to just download Hugo and skip this project? No, we go to the moon, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's see. How are we gonna do this? So we have OS path exists, we have lister, path join, path is file, maker. I think there's an easier way to do this though. Isn't there like a glob, like a Python glob, give all files and directory, something like that? What's this about? We are working on building a static site generator for boot.dev. I don't know, is that cheating too to use that? I don't know. All right, so let's do import path lib. And we specifically want the path from path lib import. Hey, what's up, filthy potato? Import path. And then we're gonna do source path equals path static and target path equals path public. And we need to make sure that we are removing all the files. I need to move my boot.dev so I can reference it while I'm doing this. All right, so first things first, we can say if source path dot exists. Say if not. I don't get it. What's I? What I don't get. I don't get the ISS. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. And the other thing we need to do is if target path dot exist, then we need to remove the contents. Was that's from a movie. What's that from? That's from a movie. Uh, was yeah. Is that what it's from? Scary movie? Is that what it's from? Yeah. I know that just immediately, for whatever reason, that like reached far back into my brain and pulled that forward. All right, if target path exists, we need to clean it. So let's print um, cleaning contents of target path. And then to do that, we're going to say for item in target path dot iter. Dude, I haven't seen the scary movie a scary movie in a long time. Long time. Does that have an isder? I don't see that. Path Python isder. So I guess that should exist. It is a path. I think it should exist. Oh, there it is. There we go. You've got a lot of quotes from that movie. Okay, so then we're gonna do, if it is a dir, then we're gonna do sh util. So we need to import that. Import sh util. I have a little bit of the tism. Else we do item dot unlink. Okay, so that should delete everything in there. If there isn't anything, then we'll just we'll say target path dot make dir, and we'll pass in exists parents true and exists true. I just can't believe people can remember so much from those movies. It was a scripture of my future. I cannot remember. Like, I take that back, though. I can remember quite a bit from The Office. I've seen that enough times that it... Okay, let's test this real quick before we get any further. So right now, public has some stuff in it. So if we run main.sh... Whoops. Okay, that printed stuff. Am I in the wrong file? Or have I not just, maybe I haven't wrote it out? I'm in main.py. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not in the right one. I'm in main.py at the root. So which one should I be in? I think I should be in the source one. So let me copy this stuff. There we go. And then let's go. I don't think I need this one. Hey, what's up, Arvin? Nice to see you. Mr. Archmage? I'm not an Archmage yet, you know. Okay, so public's empty, so that's working. Wonderful. Now we need to finish this off by actually copying the files. Oh, nice, you're on lunch? Very cool. Reverse mukbang. Nice. Well, I hope your lunch is good. I hope it's something tasty. Okay, copying files from source path to target path, like that. Okay, and then this is where we can use that glob function. So we can say for item in source path dot glob, and then we can say just give me everything, and let's print each item. Okay, oh, that's not recursive. Is there a recursive version of this? I thought there was. There we go. Recursively yield all existing files of any kind, including directories, matching the given relative pattern anywhere in the subtree. So that's the one we want. Yep, that's the one we want. Cool, 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 cool. And then what do we need to do with each item? We need to copy it. So we want to get, let's see, relative path equals item dot relative to the source path. That's what we want. And then the target path, I believe there's some sort of, let's see, path division in Python. Let's see, in Python, joining or dividing the file system paths is done intuitively using the divide operator within the standard library's pathlib. Yeah, so we can divide the destination by the relative. So we can say, give me target path divided by the relative path. So let's just print that out just for our own sake. So we'll say print item, and then we'll print the relative. Oh my gosh, dude, I cannot freaking type this morning. Relative path. And then let's put that up there. Then we'll do target. Like that. Okay, so here's the item. This is relative to the. So now we're basically just preserving the structure, right? So hold on, this isn't right. So if target path we just put a space in there so I can visualize. Something's getting screwed up. So static. Okay, that's correct. I don't know why this is becoming public index CSS images. Is index CSS? Okay. That confuses me. I'm still deadlocked on the MacBook purchase. Well, how much is it, D? If it's a lot of money, I would be deadlocked on it too. I don't think this is right. I don't know why. I don't know why target path. So you have item, you have item, you have source path, relative. $3,100. I feel like deadlock means like you're frozen, like you can't make a choice. Is that what it means? $3,100 would have me frozen. I mean, that's some serious money. I heard good things about the Neo. I've heard good things about it. For sure. Okay, this, I don't know. The paths look off. So let's just try this. Something's off though. I'm almost 100% certain I've made a mistake. Let me just try. So item dot is dir. Then we are gonna do target path dot make dir. Make sure the parents exist. If it already exists, okay. Else we are gonna say make sure target dot parent dot make dir. Target path. Don't be confused. Just solve it. Right. Just like solve it, bro. Just solve it. Just solve it, dude. Like, just make it work. Just make it work, bro. Finished copying files. Yeah, guys, I mean, if you're poor, just be rich. If you're not very smart, just get smarter. I mean, it's so easy. If you don't want to write bugs, just stop writing bugs. I don't know why you guys are making it so complicated. All right. Something has gone terribly wrong. Not a directory. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Somehow we ended up with this as a directory, but that's not. It's something with the target path that's not right. This is a path, and that's a path. And I don't understand. Because we're basically trying to preserve the directory structure. File exists. Okay, remove public. It should be deleting everything. All right. I'm buying it. No, wait, I changed my mind. No, wait. Being an adult. Yeah, being an adult is just not all it's cracked up to be, honestly. I think that's what we all want. I mean, we all want some reassurance that whatever lies behind door number two is actually what we wanted, and is that But you can't. That's the hardest thing. Is like the most decisions in life. Like you're never gonna know the alternative, right? So if you buy the MacBook, great, right? But now you have it, so like you're never gonna know what life would have been if you hadn't bought it. It's like it's very much one of those things that we spend a ton of time like hand wringing over. Um, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, figuring out. I think that's every parent's worst nightmare is figuring out what's for dinner every night. Okay, this is not working. So the this is working, but I don't understand how. Okay, I'm gonna do some. Let's see. Is there a tree command? No. ls-l static. ls-l static images. Okay. And then let's go ahead and print what we had earlier. Relative becomes relative path. Right? And then this becomes target. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Got some variable naming. Okay, so let's actually rename this stuff because that's actually the problem here. So instead of target path, let's call this destination. Of course, that's going to break everything. Python, yes. No Python thing. No Python. No more. All done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to move on to C, is what I'm really ready to move on to. Static images is a directory. Is a directory error. And that's coming from where? Copy to. I thought we filtered that out. If target path is a dir, see shutil.copy to. What does that do? Is a directory error. Excuse me. Python documentation is not the greatest. It's probably about the same as like Go documentation. Let's see. Okay. This should be preventing me from ever getting here. So why are we, don't need that. Oh, this really should not be this hard. Oh, gosh dang it. There we go. Isn't there, let me hold on. Isn't there a Linux equivalent of the tree? So let's see, Linux print directory tree. Oh yeah, that's a separate thing. It's not included by default. Built-in alternatives. Find. Oh, ls has a recursive. Okay, let's do just ls public. They're all there. Look at us. We finally did it. Let's try test. Oh, there was no sound. Why was there no sound? That's weird. Okay, time to generate and serve a web page. Create an extract title function. It should pull the H1 heading from the markdown file, the line that starts with a single hash, and return it. If there is no H1 header, raise an exception. Extract title hello should return hello. Write some unit tests for it. Create an HTML file called template.html in the root of your project. Use the contents found at the bottom of this page. Okay, create a content index.md file. This is the main page of the site. Copy the contents from the bottom of this page. Create a generate page from path, template path, destination path function. It should create a message or print a message like generating page from path to destination path using template path. Read the markdown file at from path and store the contents in a variable. Read the template file at template path, store the contents in a variable. Use your markdown to HTML node function and .toHTML method to convert the markdown file to an HTML string. Use the extract title function to grab the title of the page. Replace the title and content placeholders in the template with the HTML title you generated. Write the new full HTML page to a file at destination path. Be sure to create any unnecessary directories if they don't exist. Update main.py. After copying files from static to public, it should generate a page from content index.md using template.html and write it to a public index.html file. Update your main.sh script to start a web server after generating the site. Use the same built-in Python server as before. Run main.sh script. If everything goes well, you should be able to see your web page at localhost 8888 in your browser. Okay, so let's make these files. So where does template in HTML go? In the root of the project. Okay. Template.html. Okay. Then we have to make a content directory with index.md. And let's see, that will be what? This guy. Then we need to implement some functions. So create an extract title function. This I can do. I'm just going to do it, I guess, in here. Extract title, takes in a string. Then returns a string. So for now, just return empty. Should pull the h1 header from the markdown, the line that starts with a single pound, and return it. If there is no h1 header, raise an exception. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say lines equals markdown dot split the lines, and then I'm just going to say for line and lines if line dot starts with return line dot right strip like that. Otherwise, we raise, what was the error we raised? I guess we'll just raise a runtime error. No header, no heading found. Okay. Hopefully that'll work. We're going to test it. Don't worry. Create an HTML file name, HTML file template. We did that. Okay, create a generate page. Why Why those links are spamming again, man? I don't understand. I think SpeakerBot might have a bug in it. Let's see. By default, time actions will repeat. You can have them only trigger once by unticking repeat. Timed actions can either an interval set where they will occur every X seconds, or a line count set where they will occur every Y lines. If both options are set, then both criteria must be met for the action to occur. The action will only run if Y number of lines have been said and if X seconds have passed. Okay, let me just try this. Every 300? 5 lines, not random. It's AI. I don't know. This is weird. It's worked in the past, but now it seems like it's not doing what it should be doing. That's all I can say. Hey, what's up, David? Do you have any experience with C# TUI libraries? Funny you say that. I do actually. Actually, I do. Funny you say that. I've only built one TUI before in C#, and I built it using a library called Termina, which is it's a newer library. There's actually only like 2 or 3 TUI libraries from what I understand in the .NET ecosystem. Let's see, term chat doesn't exist. Yeah, here we go. Actually I can do one better. I can actually show you the application working. Let's see, term. Oh, did I not have it in the path? Damn. CD term chat .NET run. .NET run source. It would help if I could remember how to actually run the project. Yeah, there's two that are relatively older from what I understand. I forget their names. C# TUI. One is like TUI CS, I think, and then there's another one I think called Terminal GUI, and one of them is quite a bit older. But they both have kind of a dated look to them. Let's see. We go Control A. Connect to YouTube. So yeah, this is what I built with. So hello. And it uses Termina. So Termina is a newer library. The reason I chose it is because it's newer and it also supports. It's also allows you to build something that looks a little less old school. Termina. Aaron. I forget his name. It's like TUI library. Yeah. Yeah, there's 2ECS. This is one of the ones I looked at. God, I could have sworn. Where's the GitHub? There it is. This guy. So I'll link it for you in case you're interested in it. I really enjoyed it. It took quite a bit of looking at examples and reading the source code to figure out, basically to figure it out. He's got some good guides and tutorials and stuff, but once you get into the actual implementation, it follows this. Yeah, Aaron the Web, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Where are you at? Are you on YouTube? Yeah, you're on YouTube. C# TUI library. This guy. But it follows MVVM. So basically, the whole thing is modeled around. You have your model, you have your view model, and you have your page, right? And you can kind of sort of almost construct the TUI almost as if it was you were building a website. It has sort of that modern kind of page-based routing type of approach. Let me close this. Let me go back over here. It's interesting. So I should say though, I haven't used any of those other libraries, so maybe those other libraries are good. I just randomly looked at the three and said, Terminal looks newer and looks to support reactivity, and so I'm gonna go with that. So let me just show an example of the entry point. So here's like the entry point of your application, right? This is kind of your typical program CS. And so you get all the benefits of having your default host model. But then if you come down here, if you go a little bit further down here, right here where we call add termina, this is what gives you sort of that MVVM. So you create your page, you create your view model, and then you typically, if you have some data that you need to also pair, you can have a model, right? And the page and that view model coordinate and handle the interactions with the user. I thought it was a nice way to kind of think about and architect and register. And then the pages kind of all come from a base page, right? And then you build your pages using this Fluent Builder API. And they've got some built-in, a lot of built-in, I guess you'd call them elements that you can use. So you can get all kinds of crazy complex layouts, nested layouts. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I had a good experience. The hardest thing for me was just wrapping my head around the interaction piece. That was the hardest thing for me. Was just what things go in the view model and what things go on the page and how do those two interact with each other. That took me a little bit to work through, like to understand the life cycle. But you play with it enough. You go do a couple of the tutorials on the website. You'll you get up to speed. Like I said, they have good he has some good tutorials where he kind of takes you through. You can build a counter app, a to-do list app. The streaming chat was really helpful for me because of what I was trying to build. Um, Obviously, I think you can kind of guess that the reason why this library kind of exists is because of AI TUI, agent TUIs, right? That's kind of why this exists. So the fact that they have first class support for being able to type a prompt and then get responses in the chat window is really nice. Especially for what I was trying to build, this did a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But you can kind of step through each one of these what do you call it? Each one of these tutorials, and you'll be up to speed. No big deal. This is a new tutorial though. I haven't actually seen this. I should probably replace my account screen with that. Wizard node. That's a new node. They must have just added that. Now I'm getting distracted. Man, C# is way more fun to read and write than Python. Yeah. Yeah. That's my experience with TUI. Like I said, it's limited. I've only ever built one C#, one TUI in C# in my life with one particular library. So take my thoughts with a grain of salt. I'm definitely not the expert, but pretty cool stuff. I'm glad smarter than me. I'm glad people smarter than I and better programmers than me share their code so I may benefit. Yeah, cable management's hard. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at it at all. That is though the problem whenever you buy something new, like in your case how you bought this new or you got this new you got these servers, right? Then that meant that you had to buy a new switch. Now you need a new rat case, right? It's like it never stops. It's like whenever you do something in your house, you know? Like, oh, we painted. Well, since we painted, we should just get new floors. Oh, well, since we got new floors, we should get new furniture. Oh, since we got new furniture, so we should get a new TV. And it just goes on and on and on. Never ending. Let's see. This can be a stir. And this is going to be a stir. And this is going to be a stir. And then we're going to convert these. This is going to return a string, I guess, at the end of the day. Hold on. Is it going to return a string or is it going to write it to a file? It's going to write it to a file. So this should actually just be none. Okay. So let's say source equals path from path. Destination equals path, destination path, and the template equals path, template path like this. And then we should do some validation to make sure that these things exist. right? So if not source.exists, or if you're trying to use a directory, or not is file. We should raise a runtime, I guess. I don't really know what the right exceptions are. Source file does not exist. I'm actually going to separate these so that we can actually provide if source file is not file, and then we need to do the same thing basically for the other one, for the template. Template. Ah! I just can't. I can't type. Okay. So now, once we know for certain those things exist and that they are indeed files, we can proceed with a little bit more reckless abandon. So we'll say generating page from source. And probably want to tell them where it's going. From source to destination using this template. And we need to read these in, so we need to say markdown, markdown content equals the source.read text, and we want to use encoding of what? UTF-8. Same thing with the template file. Okay, now the markdown content we have to actually convert. So we need HTML node, right? Becomes markdown something other. Hey, Danny. What's the project we're doing? This is actually for boot.dev. I don't know if you've ever used boot.dev. It's like a learning platform. And we're just basically, today what we're doing, or right now what we're doing is we're working through a particular piece of their coursework where you're building a static site generator, which has been fairly interesting. Although I need to find out where we put all that code. Text to children, markdown to HTML node. That's what we want. So we want, oops. So we want to pass in the markdown content. And then the HTML itself is going to be HTML node.toHTML. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a little if you want the gamification aspect of it, it's a little expensive. I paid for a 12-month subscription. I'm going to try to get to the max level, which is level 100. It's kind of like the reason I'm doing it is more for the entertainment value, right? So it's a fun way to force myself to write code regularly and also have like a sort of a game experience as I'm doing it, which is nice. Okay, so we need the title, which is going to be extract title from from Markdown content. So now we have our HTML and we have our title. Wonderful. Yeah, it is expensive. It is free though. If you want if you don't want the gamification, you can still do all their coursework, right? So all their coursework is free, but it's like a read-only type of experience where you don't get you can't submit and earn XP and all that stuff, all the interactivity of it. But you could still read the content and try to do the exercises yourself. If you wanted to. So we're gonna pass in title and then rendered HTML equals template, or actually it'd be rendered dot replace. Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. You can go to the website and go through any of their coursework just like I said, in sort of a read-only version. So the lessons and the instructions and all that stuff are there. You just have to do the work of like setting up your local dev environment and uh, basically doing the exercises, and then you yourself acting as sort of like the feedback mechanism, right? Of if you're doing things correctly or not. Which I feel like is a totally viable way to go about it for some people. All right, so now we have our rendered HTML. Now we just need to write that to the right place. So let's do destination. We know this is a file, so let's get the parent. Let's make sure we make that directory, and let's do parents, make those. And if it exists, that's also okay. And then we're gonna write our destination.write text. We're going to give it the rendered HTML. Make sure we encode it properly, UTF-8. And then we'll print F page successfully generated, and we'll give it the destination. I tell you what, this path library, like a lot of times when I see people writing code that interacts with the file system, I don't see them using this path library much, but this path library has been a really nice new thing that I've learned about recently. I like it. It makes it so much easier to do this stuff. Wonder if it has asynchronous. Let's see. Python path lib async support. The built-in pathlib module does not natively support async operations, but there is an NEIO module, looks like, that you can get that has a similar API, and an AI OPath that has a similar API. Interesting. Sure does make working with files easier. Did we finish the Notepad clone? We were doing by finish, I guess by my standards we did finish it, but there's definitely some functionality that probably needs to be added to it, you know. Like one of the pieces of functionality that I've noticed the most when I use it every day is that I don't have a find and replace. So like if I have, you know, like if I open Notepad, right? One of the nice things about Notepad is that if I have like hello, hello, right, and I wanted to find and replace that, right, we could do that. But I don't have anything like that in my application today, which this actually comes in handy quite a bit. I've noticed, or at least how I use it has come in handy quite a bit. So I think I'd like to add something like that to it, but for the most part, it does the job that I need. So that was a long answer to your question, but essentially, yes, I finished it. But when is software ever really finished, right? You always feel like you can add more to it. Okay, we can now, I think, test this. Oh, we need to update our main. All right, so we got this we did, this we did, this we did, this we did that, did that, did that, did that. Need to copy this. We're gonna do that right now. Oh well, thanks, Danny. I don't know if it's great, but for my first ever desktop application and the first ever real thing that I built in Rust that was particularly meaningful, it was a decent attempt, you know. I definitely I loved this idea. Building that really made me fall in love with this idea of being able to write something on my machine, package it up into a single file, and then hand it to somebody else and have this kind of full like app-like experience without all the complexities of a server and a client and communicating over the wire, you know. So I kind of like this. I kind of like that idea of building software like that that's sort of self-contained and useful, right? And somebody can just run it locally and get a lot of value from it, but I don't have the headache of maintaining a bunch of infrastructure or things like that to support it. So I've been racking my head constantly trying to think of a piece of software that I could sell for like $5, you know, just like $5. It's simple. It solves a very specific problem. So far, I have yet to think of anything, but I like that idea. It feels way more straightforward than trying to sell software as a service. Too many headaches. All right, in.sh. Let's see if this works. Oh, whoops. Actually, we do not want to see if it works. We want to go to here, and we want to say copy static to public. But before we do that, we need to add a call to our So after copying files from static to public, it should generate a page content index.md template HTML public index. Okay, so we want to do copy, and then we want to do generate page, and we want to take content index.md. We want to use template.html, and we want to place it in public index.html like that. Oh yeah, for sure. I totally agree, Danny. It was a great experience. Yeah, it really opened my eyes to building software in that way. It was a great experience to help learn Rust and understand Rust better, right? Yeah, the whole learning experience side of it was great. I'd love to spend more time writing Rust, but that hasn't been the case lately. The only Rust I've been writing lately has been I've been trying to build a CLI for an agent skill. Okay, that seems to be working. The only thing that's missing is the image. So where are you? So it looks like we are not passing the correct attributes when we are generating the markdown. So let's go over here. And specifically, we want to go into text to children. Split node images. Okay, extractor, node creator. So for whatever reason, the attributes are not getting passed to this image tag. So we need to figure that out. The image tag is there, but it's not working. Yeah, boot.dev's cool, Danny. Go check it out, man. Good morning, Justin. How are we doing? We're doing good today. I think we're almost to the point of finishing our static site generator here. Let's see, extract markdown images. This code base needs to be heavily refactored, though. I tell you what, it's kind of a mess. So 2 HTML. So it's not a heading, so it'd be a paragraph. We're passing in this. Parent node. The question is where does I don't ever see. Yeah, see that never gets that should be getting called somewhere. Um, where should that be getting called? somewhere. Okay, go back one. Look at the solution files. Because we have main, we have HTML node. Leaf node. Parent node. Yeah, right here. Self.props.html. That's just a miss on my part. We should be rendering that in there. Okay. So this would be self.props to HTML, like that. And then we have to do that in the leaf node too. Self.props to HTML. Okay, let's rerun the main. Let's go back to our site to refresh. There we go. Going for the gym? Let's do it, Justin. Get it, man. Get it. Lightweight. Alright, does that look funny to you? It looks funny to me that I don't think the hashtags are supposed to be in there. I think it's supposed to be replacing the hashtags. Let's see, where there's a place where it shows us what this should look like. Somewhere. Yeah, so there's an issue, that's another bug. See how there's the heading shouldn't be there, so we need to remove that. Let's do that. Let's go to split nodes, where all that is. Yeah. And whenever we match a heading, we should just be stripping, I think, all the where do we want to strip that? Do we want to strip it here? Yeah, I think we want to take it out of the block. So does Python have a repeat function? So Python repeat. Just multiply it. Okay. So I think this needs to be right strip this we want to strip this character times whatever the heading number is, and then give it a space. See if that makes a difference. Nope, that didn't change nothing. Text to text node. Okay, let's print block. Do you solve leak code problems on live stream? I don't. The closest I get to doing that on lives is during Advent of Code every year. I usually try to stream doing Advent of Code. And Advent of Code is kind of like leak code. It's just more on theme with the season of the year. But that's about the closest I get. I don't really put a ton of stock myself into leak code. I know a lot of people have to do it because they want to get into big tech. But it's not for me. I'd much rather do stuff like this, like build actual working software that solves an actual problem, you know? That's just me. Oh, also, I think should this be left strip? There we go. Looks like this has to be working. Okay, it's still showing up there. Ah, I know why it's still showing up there. Because I didn't actually fix it where I'm supposed to fix it. There we go. Now things look right. We've got links to the blog. That's working. Let's go. All right, let's try to submit this, yeah? I'm gonna... Let's see, failed to... Oh, that's because it's not running. Split pane down. Go ahead and start that up there. Do token. Let's see, expected to contain HTML, token fan club, Gandalf. I think that's all in there. Let's look at, is there a quote in there? I couldn't see a quote. Yep, there's a quote here. All right, I see another small bug. So this block quote isn't rendering correctly based on the content. Oh, also, sorry, Twitch, if you've been talking, I realize I've been ignoring you. Apologies. We have a bug in our, where's the quote at? So here's our quote, and for some reason the new lines aren't getting preserved. Or actually, I think actually the only mistake is that these shouldn't be here. So we need to remove all these. Yeah, so they can be on the same line. I just need to remove the. So I think we need to go back in here, and we just need to replace. Replace new lines. Breakplaning. Replace new lines with space. And then I guess replace caret space. With nothing. I actually don't know if that's how it should be. That looks right. Cool. I actually think the replacing the new line's unnecessary. I think this is unnecessary. But we do need to make sure, because I think they said this is optional. The space is optional. So we need to make sure if that doesn't do anything, that this does. Okay. Does that look good? Oh no, there's numbers. Okay, so we have this problem in every element. So we need to replace the numbers and we need to replace the dash. So we have this in it. We have this in every issue. So we need to say replace any of that with. Actually, I'm gonna do left strip instead because there could be hyphen in other places. Oh, and that's probably the same thing here too. Yeah, so I should say, actually I should say lines equals block dot split on the lines. We should say for lines, do line dot left strip this, or left strip this. Let's say replaced block. And then we'll do replaced equals. This is such ugly code, but I just want to be done. Replace block, and then we'll do replaced block. I will do os dot line replace block. So the whole idea here is just to remove the leading quote. Replaced. What do you mean it's unknown? Another. Okay, and then we need to do a similar thing here where we say, okay, left strip the thing, and then for the unordered, we actually need the index, so we have to say, Ray, I was just watching Prime's video about Fabrice Ballard, and your stream popped up. Love the vibes here. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I don't know about Fabrice. I don't know who Fabrice Ballard is, but the Prime is wonderful. He's the OG, the original streamer who writes code on stream. You know, he's very funny. That whole universe that they've built over there is really great. I get a lot of entertainment from it. Alright, so we gotta do range over length, like this. And the reason we have to do that is because we actually need I. And the reason we need I, unordered list item, unordered item. Hey, what's up, NG Tante? How are you? WSLC is new Docker for Windows. Is that the native container support that they added? Is that what you're talking about? Fabrice is creator of FFmpeg. I just got to know about him from Prime's video. Oh, nice. Well, let me go the Primeagen Fabrice. The goat of programming. You're talking about this one, right? The goat of programming. I'll have to watch it. I've never heard the name of the FFmpeg creator before, so I learned something new today. Fabrice Bellard is a French computer programmer known for writing FFmpeg, QEMU. Oh, this is what isn't this what allows Docker to build cross-platform? Machine emulator and virtualizer. As a virtual machine monitor, it supports a number of hypervisors. This seems like it would be really hard to build. FFmpeg seems like it would be. I mean, all these things. And the tiny C compiler. So why is he so smart? He was born in 1972. Is he like a scientist? Like, is he a computer scientist, or does he just work as an engineer? Looks like he's founded a couple companies. Huh. Look at this website, bro. This looks like classic, like systems programmer. This is exactly what this guy's website should look like, right? That's crazy. I didn't even know who he was until today. So thank you for giving me the heads up. Sounds like it'll be a good video. I'll go watch it. The Prime Time? Who's that programmer? Yeah, I don't know why his YouTube handle is Prime Time. It's actually at the Prime to Majin. I think he has two channels, doesn't he? Oh no, it's the same channel. The Prime Time Majin. Uh, that dude is way more entertaining than I am. Way more entertaining than I will ever be. Yes, native container on Windows. Set name Docker value WSL. So have you used it? Is it available yet? A native Linux container runtime for Windows. Is what you're talking about? WSL has always been about reducing friction between Windows and Linux. First came the syscall translation layer, then a full Linux kernel, then GPU pass-through and systemd. The next piece is WSLC, a native Linux container runtime built directly into WSL with a Docker-compatible CLI. What is it? Runs OCI compatible Linux containers inside a dedicated Hyper-V VM managed from Windows through a new binary. The VM is separate from your regular WSL2 distros. Well, that's pretty cool. So basically, this just means you don't really have to have Docker desktop anymore. Is it out yet? WSLC released. WSL container is now available for public preview. You can now access the WSL container feature in our latest pre-release of WSL. You can install it. You can install this release right away from WSL Update pre-release. Okay, I'll have to do that. It's very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Learning all kinds of stuff this morning. All right, where were we here? Let's see. We need unordered, or no, we need the unordered list items at I. So this is the reason why we need I. We need I because we need to be able to say left strip, and we want to strip whatever that I number is plus 1, a period and a space. That had no effect. Okay, that had no effect. Why did that not have any effect? So we're left stripping. So this should be... I'm going to do watch exe main.sh so I don't have to keep rerunning that. Okay. Oh, I've got these reversed. That's why. So this should be. Crap. Yeah, I screwed up. So put this all back. Put this all back. This should be left strip. And then up here should be where we get the number. So we need F. We need to get I plus 1, which doesn't exist, but it will. So we'll say ordered item is going to be equal to equals ordered list items at I. This is going to be a range over the length of ordered list items, like this. And then this is going to be I. Which means then, if we go back to our website and we refresh, nothing happened. Gosh dang. There we go. So now we don't have the extra text there. We don't have the extra text there. We've got our code working. Quote looks good. Image looks good. Now let's actually submit it. No, our test failed. Error. Expected response body to contain H1 Tolkien fan club, but it did not. What do you mean it did? It's right there. Oh, is it because there's a space right there? Oh, because the... Damn it. It was looking for an exact match. So that space is throwing it off. Okay. I think I can fix that. Bastard. Hey, what's up, iSpooky? What you working on? Working on boot.dev. So I'm building a site generator, a static site generator right now. Okay. So we should do this. Leave node. Oh, crap. Expected response body to contain a href. Oh my god, dude, the white space is killing me. It's killing me. Did I lose all my armor? I still have armor. Okay. It says spree detected. Armor already used on this lesson. Damn. Okay, so basically... What? How did they do that then? Because that's how they did it. They rendered it straight here. So props.html. So what does their props.html look like? So they're adding the space themselves. So go up here, go there, do that. But that means now we don't need a space here because there's always a space at the leading. What the fuck, dude? Oh. That should be restarting. I don't know why it's not. Let's go! We aren't regexing HTML, are we? Dude. We're regexing so much. We did pass, though. So that's good. I don't think my test passed anymore, though. Let's see. Test.sh. I think there's probably some tests in here that fail now. Yeah, was the HTML node test props? It should return proper format. So now we should be expecting a space. What is this song? Winter Night on New Year's Eve? No, thank you. So now we should be expecting this. Yeah. Okay. Is that the end of that course? What's left in here? Good morning, Rockin' Brain. Nice to see you. Oh, we still have more stuff. Shit. Add the following markdown files. The markdown itself can be copied and pasted from the bottom of this page. Add the following images to the static images directory. Run the generator to copy all this new stuff in static into the public. Car. Let's see. How do you curl things to a file? CD static CD images. So we want to do copy this guy. Oops, hold on. Let's see, use binary output can mess up your terminal. Use --s output to tell curl to output it to your terminal anyway, or consider output. File to save it to a file. So if I do glorfindel.png like that. Does this go over here? How do I send it to a file? Curl out. Oh, thank you. Thank you, iSpooky. There we go. Okay, and then we also need Tom. Nope, don't open the link. Copy the link. That's all I meant to do. Bro. Why am I struggling so much? Copy link. Curl out tom.png. There we go. And Rivendell. Curl out Rivendell.png. Did I spell that right? Cool. Now we'll go over here and we'll create our new content. So we need content blog Glorfindel. I gotta pull this off to the side so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. So we'll do blog. And we'll do Glorfindel. And we'll do index on D. Copy this. Some bossa nova or something here. Excuse me. Okay, so I think that's all the new content. Need to add contact / index D. Okay, and then we'll rerun the site generator. So hopefully, okay, that didn't work. Alright, did it copy over our files? Oh, it only generated one page. So we need to we need to make explicit calls to generate all the pages. Run the generator to copy all the new stuff into static into the public. So we need to actually I guess I'll just add explicit calls, but I don't think we really actually need to make explicit calls. I think we could just loop over all the content. So we want content, blog, Glorfindel. And then we want this to land at blog. Right? What was the link that they wanted to land at? Blog Glorfindel, which is the directory, and then index.html served out of that directory. So this needs to land here. Like that. This is kind of cheating because I'm guessing they're probably expecting me to loop over the things in this directory, but I'm just gonna. We have Tom. This is Tom. This is Steve. What else did we have? We had contact. So we'll say content, contact, public, contact. This is the course on boot.dev. This is building a static site generator on boot.dev is where we're at. There we go. There's Tom Bombadil. He's gonna make sure all the links work. And then we have the contact me. Back to home. There's our static site generator, boot.dev. Okay. So let's go ahead and submit. Fantastic. We only have one last function right. We need to generate all the HTML for those new pages we added to the site. Create a generate pages recursive. It should crawl every entry in the content directory. For each markdown file, generate a new .html file using the same template.html. The generated pages should be written to the public directory in the same directory structure. Change your main function to use generate page recursive instead of generate page. You should generate a page for every markdown file in the content directory and write the results to the public directory. Run the new program and ensure both pages on the site are generated correctly and you can navigate between them. Oh, I guess I kind of did that already. I just added the explicit pages. So now they want me to do this. We can do it. I know we can. We're almost done. Then we get to scratch our head to try to figure out how to write C. That'll be fun. Okay. So let's just jump down here and do def. Just copy. Make this a string. So directory path content. Interesting. So they want us to do this with the content. Oh no, this is the path still. Okay. They still expect this path. So we basically need to do a lot of the same stuff that we did up above or down below. We just need to loop over it. So let's do content dir equals path dir path content. Let's do template equals path and destination dir equals path destination dir. Oh, you don't like that. Why don't you like that? Oh, because that should be destination dir. And then we're gonna call the existing function, but first we have to figure out for item in content dir dot glob arglob. See, it's weird. See, my timer, my speaker bot timer, or my streamer bot timers aren't working anymore. Why is that the case, man? Something's bugged about them. It's so weird. Okay, so we're just gonna set this to 600 every 600 seconds. Just 10 minutes. Do that. Do that. Do that. Okay. Maybe that will fix it. Cool. It's tested. Alright, so if item is a file in item.suffix.lower is in either of the valid extensions, we really only have to deal with, let's see, we really can just say this, right? So if item is a file, then we need to do the path stuff that we did earlier. Where is it? This. Do the same thing here that we did. But instead of relative to source path, it will be relative to content directory. Like that. Excuse me. And then we also want to make sure that we say with.html because we want it to be an HTML file, not a markdown file. And then here we can just call, generate the page, and we'll pass in the from path, which is going to be our item, the template path, which is just the same as what was given to us, and then the destination, which is our target. Now you're going to complain because this is typed as stir, but this can be path. This can be a path. Actually, I'm just going to call this, I don't like the recursive, because it's not really recursive. And then we'll just print a message that says, page generation complete. And I'll print something up above here that's like, crawling the content dir. Crawling content dir. To generate HTML pages in dest dir. Like that. And if we go up here, I guess instead of doing all this stuff, we can just give it content, template, and public, like so. And then we can delete this. And we can do this. So I think it's still generated everything. So let's go over to this guy. Go click through these links. Cool. Feels like it's working still. One thing I did notice though is the page titles are wrong. The page titles have that hash mark in it, which is no bueno. So when we extract the title, we need to left strip this. There we go. Now it works. Deploy to the internet. All right, we're so close. We have one last stop. To publish our site to the World Wide Web. Yes, on a public domain. GitHub Pages is a free service from GitHub that allows you to host static websites directly from a GitHub repository. Conveniently, you now have a static site generator. That said, there are two limitations we're going to need to work around. GitHub pages serve repo sites from here, which means that the root of our site will actually be a subdirectory. We'll have to enhance our generator to handle that. GitHub Pages needs the code committed to Git, at least by default, to deploy the site. So we'll have to break our don't commit the generated rule. That's fine. Hopefully you've already been committing and pushing your code to GitHub. If not, do that now. Right now, our site always assumes that / is the root of the site. Make it configurable by, in main.py, use sysargs to grab the first CLI argument to the program. Save it as the base path. If one isn't provided, default to this. Pass the base path to the generate pages recursive and generate page functions. In generate page, after you replace the title in content, replace any instance of this with this. Okay. Create a new build.sh script that builds the site for production. The script is simple. Python source main.py repo name with your actual GitHub repo name. Your main py is also used for local testing, so it will need the default base URL. Run the new build script and ensure that the site is built correctly. Update your main.py to build the site into the docs directory instead of public. Okay. GitHub pages serve site from docs directories of your main branch by default. Delete the public directory, remove it from git ignore, rebuild the site into your docs. Okay, yeah, I can do this. What do you want to do first? The first thing we want to do is modify main.py to use sys.argv. First thing I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do remove public, rm public. And then I'm going to go here to git ignore. Don't need to ignore that anymore. We're going to change Python. Where is it? Main.python. Is it normal in coding to look back at old configs and be like, what the fuck was I doing? It's totally normal. It's totally normal, and it happens to me like multiple times a day, where I look back at things that I've worked on previously and think, why did I do it that way? But theoretically, you should look back on past you and feel like there are things you could be doing better, right? It should be that way. I have the messiest switch setup and OpenSense setup imaginable on my original home lab stuff. Yeah, I mean, you should theoretically, between the time that you authored something or set something up, hopefully you've learned and improved, and now coming back to it with fresh eyes, you can see the shortcomings of it. You just have to be kind to yourself, don't judge yourself too harshly. All right, I'm pulling this over here. Okay. Let's see, we want the second argument, right? No, the third. The third, because it's Python, the name, and then whatever is passed. Just to be certain, let me test. Source Python 3 main.py. And this will be. Oh, whoops, sorry. Was I wrong? Oh, okay, it gets thrown away. Remove public RF. This should be getting generated into, was it docs? Docs. Now what if nothing gets passed? range. So we want to do if length of sys.argv base path equals and then if length of RV is greater than or equal to 2, then we know we can do this. Otherwise, so print base path. So that will print that, and then if I pass this, why are we still seeing public there though? Copy static to public. So let's just rename this to static. And then I guess we'll do destination dir equals docs. Pass this in here. Destination. Was it VO? How do you select outside? VO quotes? No. I don't know. Destination. And then this can become destination dir. Now we need to send the base path into pages down into generate pages. So we need to say base path. And I'm not going to make it optional. I'm just going to have it always be properly set in main. And so this would be base path, which is a stir. Then base path gets passed down to generate function, or generate page, sorry. And this will be base path, which is a stir. And then after we do the replacement, we will do rendered HTML equals rendered HTML dot replace. And I'm just going to copy and place any instances of this with a formatted string that equates to this. And this will be source instead of href. Source. source. All right, what does that all mean? That all means that we should be able to say, we should be able to say cd docs and we'll need to add another one called build, right? And build, where's the build script? It'll be Python 3 source main.py, and then we'll want to pass in our repo name, which our repo name will just be Tolkien fan club. Have I been spelling Tolkien wrong? No, it's Tolkien. All right, so first things first, let's just test it and make sure everything still works with main, right? So we'll go here. Where is it? Where's our... Oh, I moved it over here. What is the module? The module is static, build a static site generator. This one, boot.dev. Yeah, build a static site generator, this one right here. This is the project I'm doing. Okay, does this work? That's the question. Seems to still work. We need some end-to-end tests, don't we? Computer, write end-to-end test. Okay, so that still works. Now what we need to do is we need to build it. So chmod plus x is build.sh. And then we need to build it. So now there should be stuff in the docs folder, but now our local should not work. So that's actually a problem, right? Because it doesn't make sense that you can't develop something locally and build it. That seems like a stupid approach. So I'm gonna modify their instructions here, I think. Because it would be very easy to forget that you were developing and forgot to run build before you push. So I'm actually going to modify their. Hopefully they don't check my actual code. So I think this, while this is the build, that's fine. There needs to be a destination. So this should be the destination. So this is going to be docs. And then in main.py, I'm going to say destination directory by default is going to be public, and we're going to leave the public in. And if length of sys.arg is greater than 3, then we'll do this. What? So that basically means now we have a way to override it. Although if you don't give me anything, it kind of messes up. That doesn't really make sense, but okay. So the idea is in main, we can then say public like that. And I'm actually going to say if length is not greater than or equal to 3, greater than or equal to 3. I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to remove that, and I'm actually just going to say raise runtime error. Please provide destination and base path. Like that. And then we can remove those. So the idea here is that then we can do something like this, where we can run main.sh. I thought I updated that. Did I not? Main.sh. 1, 2, 3. Public. Oh, and this needs to remain public. Am I not checking right here? If sys.out is greater than or equal to 3, well, print the sysarbs then. Maybe I don't understand what's being passed here. The length of that should be 3, shouldn't it? One, two, 3. Am I crazy? It's greater than 2? I don't look that up. This should be less than? What? Hold on. Oh shit, yes. Yes. Thank you. There we go. Thank you very much, Nikhil. Appreciate that, man. You're the dude. That was a really dumb mistake. Okay, so then we've got that allows us to serve it from main locally, like if we're developing. And then if we do build.sh, then that builds it to the docs. So then in the docs folder, we should find that every image got it replaced with Tolkien Fan Club. All right, I think it's working. So now we have to do all the housekeeping things to make this work. We did all that. We did all this. Did all this. We did all that. Did all that. Did all that. All right, rebuild the site. We've done that. Open your repositories. Yep. Yep. We need to push it all. So git status. Is there anything in here that shouldn't go? I think we're good. Git commit feature. Doing lots of stuff. So I was going to push that up. Oh, do I not have a remote set for this? Guess we will create one. New repository. We're calling this Tolkien Fan Club. Create that repository. This on GitHub. What are you building, by the way? We are building a static site generator. So I'm going through boot.dev, which is a kind of gamified learning platform. And one of the courses in it has you build a static site generator with Python. It's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm excited for the next course. The next course is learning C, and I've never written any C before. So I feel like now I can finally become a real programmer. Okay, git remote add git t, like that, git push. And then I just mirror all my repos over to GitHub. So I'm gonna mirror this to GitHub. Settings. Add a mirror. Sync when commits are pushed. Fill in the authorization. Add push mirror. Let's go ahead and sync it now. Okay, there's all the files and whatnot. And then let's go ahead and go to settings. We're going to go to pages. We do want to deploy, we do not want to deploy from a branch. We just want from main and deploy from the docs folder. Go ahead and save that. Did this, did this. Now we just need to check to make sure now we're just waiting for the pages to deploy. Okay, and then it should be live now. So if we go over here, we can remove packages, remove releases. a static site that uses a static site generator built. Well, actually, I'm going to say a static site that is built by a static site generator. Built following boot.dev. Save that. What? Static site that is generated using a static site generator. Is that description really too long? Okay, I was gonna say. All right, moment of truth. Looks like all the links and images are all resolving correctly. Okay, I think we did it. So now we need to go back to boot.dev. What's it? Copy paste the following commands into the terminal. Why? Oh shit, what's it gonna do? It's gonna try to call. It's gonna try to call my thing, but it. This is gonna require me to make a change.
Did we just become best friends?
Who was that? Who was that? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Someone sub. Somebody subbed or followed. That's what happens. I get distracted. That was Muhammad Habib. Thanks for subbing, man. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Yeah, this is going to require me to make a change. No default base URL. Set a base URL with boot.dev config base URL. So I'm guessing base URL is the thing we just were talking about. Tolkien fan club. Invalid URL. Provide both protocol scheme and hostname. Oh, is that actually wants my deployed code? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you were saying. I think this is gonna work. I honestly. We did it. Why is it printing like that? Huh. I must have copy and pasted something I shouldn't have into the terminal. Let's see. Submit your repo. Okay. I will be happy. I will be happy to provide you with my repo. Okay, I only got 168 experience points for that. Oh, I can get 6,000 once I claim it. This was actually that was actually a way more involved project than what I thought it was going to be. It took me like 3 days to get through it all. Way, way more involved. Nice, dude. Moving your VLANs tomorrow? I mean, I'm not calling you a nerd, Kale, but like, it, we are such odd people because we are into the most. Like, if people ask you, like, what are you doing on your day off? I'm moving my VLANs, bro. But I'm not calling you a nerd because I fit that description too. Like people are like, "Hey, what do you do for fun?" Well, I wake up at 4:15 in the morning and I write code and try to complete boot.dev courses. What do you do on your days off? I mean, I got to move some VLANs. Got to fix up the home lab a little bit. Okay. I'm not particularly proud of me studying at work on lunch break too. Yeah. Yeah. To each his own. To each his own. You know? We all have our thing. Okay, I have to admit I'm not terribly proud of the code that I wrote here. There's definitely stuff that I would go back and I would definitely do this differently. Like particularly this particularly bothers me. This method particularly bothers me. We basically have this method that maps types. This actually it's not that one, it's this one. Block to block type. So we have this method that does a bunch of switching on the input and deciding on what type of block it is. But then the method that calls it has to do all this extra work to get it to a final shape that can actually be, create a complete node. To me, it would make way more sense for this method to be something like something to block, and then instead of having these block types, actually have like classes, like a paragraph block or a heading block that internally do all of this work that we just have dumped into this function here. So yeah, there's definitely I don't think I would have solved this problem quite the way they guided us to solve it. But what are you going to do? Okay, so next up is learning C. That's the next project. And then we have to come up with our own personal project. This will be fun. I've never written any C before. Yes, C. I'm a real developer now. I've manually managed memory. Okay. Oh, I became a sorcerer. I'm officially a sorcerer now. Dude, let's go. You will learn malloc and free and use after free. Nice. Nice. I can't wait. I can't wait to manually manage memory. All right. Well, it's 8:15, so I'm gonna call it a day. I'm on vacation this week, so I don't have to work or anything. But I don't. I think I'm done streaming for the day. Nikhil, C is a dead simple language, but simple does not mean easy. Isn't that the truth, man? Simple does not mean. I'm interested to see how C compares to Rust, because Rust is the only other, I guess, systems or like quote unquote low level that I've written. I've written quite a bit of Go, and people tell me that Go is very C-like in its syntax, so maybe that will help make it feel less foreign a little bit. Uh, but this would be fun. So if you want to come back over the next few days, and it'll probably take me more than a week, I would assume, to get through 100 and something lessons. I will be learning C. So if you want to stop in and say hi and watch me struggle, please feel free to do so. You'll encounter a lot of foot guns initially. Wonderful, wonderful. You have a good day too, Kale. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you being a member. I hope you have an awesome day tomorrow moving your VLANs. I'm keen. Come hang out. All are welcomed. All are welcome to stare and point and laugh. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you, I guess, tomorrow morning if you're here. If not, no worries. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful, what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, wonderful Wednesday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. See you guys.